Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Secrets of Sulphur Springs Season 1 Episode 4 called Time to Face the Music. And I thought I would be up to Episode 6, but I guess I was wrong. I shook the table accidentally. But yeah. But this coming week, instead of doing Big City Green Season 2, I think it would be better to kind of continue Secrets of Sulphur Springs just a little bit longer, where Monday will be like the channel update, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be episodes 5, 6, and 7. Just like to get up to that point, I think that'd be good. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So where we start off of the episode is a little bit disappointing. I've taken a point off right away. I know I've never done that in this show before, where episodes 1 through 3, I never had to take a point off like the first moment. But at the end of episode 3, we see Harper sneak into Griffin's room. They're talking. They both admit that they're terrified. They hear somebody's coming, like to get them or attack them, or they're being freaked out. They hold each other's hand. That's their first instinct. Then they zoom in at the door like somebody's coming. And then episode 4, okay, what happened? They don't talk about it at all. And we just see Wendell and the girl, I forgot her name, the sister, like they're looking for something, which is interesting, but I want to figure out what happened. Maybe they're gonna talk about it in another episode, but yeah, I'm taking a point off. I'm like, come on. This should be the first thing next episode, but whatever. Okay, anyway, we see the little kids, Wendell and the girl. I wonder if they're ever gonna say her name. I don't know. I'm thinking Rose, but I'm not sure if that's it. But they're looking for something. I was like, oh, okay, what are they looking for? And and she's like, hurry, because they're being creeped out. And he's like, I'm looking, and he finds an old camera. Went, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe they're gonna find Savannah's ghost. That's their B plot. That's their plot line of the show so far, at least for season 1. And what happens? Oh, they're trying to figure out how it works, but they're not really into this type of text. Oh, they're getting freaked out, like, who's over there? And then Harper's there, and I'm kind of like, so I guess Harper and Griffin were already in the basement, but weren't they in Griffin's room? Ugh, there's a plot hole here. I don't like it. But so that's annoying. But and it's like, oh, you scared us. I scared you. You scared me. So they're scaring each other. And Griffin's like, hey, you guys shouldn't be down here. You shouldn't be down here. So we're not gonna say anything. You don't say anything. Okay, fine, whatever. Go. And it's like, oh, we had to go back to the basement. So I guess Harper was hiding, and Griffin was like, I don't know, in another room. So they're going, and that's where we get the intro, and it's the same like always, which I kind of like. This is a cool intro, kind of very spooky. But here's one thing that's kind of different. Where is it? Oh yeah, we actually get to see Harper's room and like her paintings a little bit. So that's added to the theme song, so I kind of forgotten about that. And yeah, someone on the guitar. I'm thinking maybe this is Ben, like Griffin's dad. Because like, how he won the town show. We learned that in episode 1, that he was good in the guitar. So Or this could be Griffin, but I think it might be Ben. So those two things were added in the theme song, which is cool. And we get the title, Secrets of Sulphur Springs. And then and I like the continuity how the bridge is painted because Mara Savannah was painting it. And they're and we actually get to see Jess and Savannah's kind of relationship where they didn't like each other. They just don't like each other. Where, and Savannah's like, hey, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to have some fun here, and just kind of, she's really mean, but she makes a good point where fun, like, what are you talking about? You think dumping, I forgot what she said, some sort of red stuff into the springs is fun, and you're gonna bring Ben to your level, you're gonna get him in trouble. And she's like, hey, Ben can do whatever he wants, which is, I mean, kind of true. I mean, it's sad. It's like, that Ben can do whatever he wants, and I can too. And look, they have like new clothes on, and Griffin's talking, and Harper's like, "Hey, look over there." And I want to place right here. So I guess I was kind of talking too far ahead of the clip, but that's basically what happened. And then Savannah says, hey, I'm not sure if she's like a camp counselor. I don't think she is, but she's like, hey, just because you think you're in charge doesn't mean you actually are. And and she just walks away, and Jess is like, she's just really mad, and she just walks away too. And then Griffin's like, hey, was that your mom? And Harper's like, yep, she was really different. And Griffin's like, well, okay, I'm gonna look for my dad, see if we can talk about Savannah. And Harper's like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Jess. I mean, Mom, like, whew, this is confusing. And Griffin's like, yeah, tell me about it. It's like, oh yeah, you have to be careful. Oh, don't worry, I have a strategy. Okay, but you have to be discreet. And I just love this right here, where he's like, oh, but be careful, you want to be discreet.
Way ahead of you.
She has these weird glasses. And I never really thought of Harper as goofy, really, but I kind of like it. And Griffin's like, okay. Like, he just loves it, there. That was kind of funny. Let's have a good shot. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it right here. Yeah, okay. And that's a pretty cool shirt that Griffin's wearing. And and then they're gonna meet with their parents and stuff like that. And I forgot who was with who first. I guess Griffin with Ben. And it's like, oh, and we see Ben playing the guitar, so that was him. And in the theme song, playing. And it's like, oh, hey Ben. I said, oh, hey Harry. Like, what are we doing there? And like, oh, I'm playing a song for the town show. And he's working. Instead of that, I'm working on a piece on my own. And it's like, oh, you wrote that? Oh, that was really cool. And he's like, thanks. My dad wants me to play some boring classical rock music. And he just doesn't want to do that. And I just want to play my own thing, my own style. which is fine. And, Griffin's like, well, yeah, I agree, you should do that. And then he's like, well, hey, do you want to, like, help me with it? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. And he just continues playing, and Griffin's, like, really listening, getting into it. And he's like, oh, that's cool that Griffin's kind of bonding with his dad that he never really got to do. Never really got to do that before. So that's pretty cool. Griffin and Ben hanging out. Then we get, Harper and Jess, and, oh boy. And we see Jessie painting her nails, her fingernails, a light blue. Okay, or was it aquamarine? I don't know. And he's like, oh hey, Jess is like, oh hey, are you okay? Do I look okay? Do I look fine? Oh yeah, you do. Just saw you arguing with Savannah. And he's like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. I just don't like her. She's annoying. And Harper's kind of trying to be on our side. He's like, oh yeah, she's super annoying. He's like, yeah, right. And remember in the he's like, oh well, here's a little sneak peek of what's gonna happen in episode 4 and the end of episode 3, where we saw Jess talking to Harper, which is like, I think camp would be a lot better if she would just disappear, like go away. You went away, and then Harper's like, and oh, I forgot to mention that Griffin was kind of talking to Ben. Are you what was it, like a dance or something coming up? And he's like, and he's like, oh, are you going with Savannah? And he's kind of like, and then he's like, oh, sorry, I just thought you kind of liked each other. And he's like, well, I kind of do, but he it's like, it's kind of says it's kind of complicated. Like he didn't really know how to explain it. And he also said people wouldn't really approve of it. So like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. What else? And then Justice has a bunch of unload on Griffin, and and it, like and Harper's like, oh my goodness, Griffin, I think my mom had something to do with the disappearance of Savannah. I thought it was your father, but now I'm thinking it's my mother. She just was really jealous of her. And what did you find out? And Griffin's just kind of like, oh, I was hanging out with Ben and we're playing some music. What did you find out about Savannah? I didn't really. And he's talking about how great he is, and he's like, Griffin, I know you're trying to spend time with she didn't actually really say that, but she's like, you have to stop messing around. Savannah's life is at stake, and you're just playing around with your dad. He's like, hey, I'm just I want to save her too. I just want to have a good time with my dad too. And what I'm doing is better than what you're doing, because like, he kind of said, oh, your mom was kind of the worst. And she's like, let's just go. Like, oh my goodness, but is it wrong? Oh my goodness. So they're kind of like, at each other. So, they're having a gruff. And, oh yeah, we get back to Wendell and the girl. I should just call her Rose maybe from now on, until I get a real name. I don't know. But, we get them, and they have a video. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no, sorry. Before that, we actually head over to Harper's mom's coffee place. I forgot the name of it. And it's Sarah, Wendell, and the girl. And oh, because I forgot to say, Harper said, you should ask my brother Topher. He knows all the nerd stuff about cameras and stuff. And just like, oh hey, Topher, can you help us with this camera? And he said, oh yeah, sure, I can help you out. And it's like, oh yeah, we can finally catch Savannah's ghost. You want to use this is what it's for? Okay, your funeral. And he's gonna kind of help him with it, but he's kind of like, about stuff. And Sarah's kind of talking with Jess. It's like, oh hey Sarah. And he's like, hey, I think Griffin and Harper are still hanging out. And she's kind of like, I don't know. And it's like, I agree with you, because I think they're both kind of bad influences on each other, and they just need time apart. And she's like, I couldn't agree more. Because, it's nothing personal. I just want what's safe for my children. And so, yeah, I completely, I understand. I agree. And he's like, well, I'm glad we had this understanding. That we're both. Oh, two minds are better than one to keep his children in line. Okay. And then Ben, Sarah and Wendell and the girl just go out to the coffee place, and so Griffin, after his little scuffle, he's kind of helping his dad with fixing like a lamppost or something, and then we see a car. I'm like, okay, who's this? And I'm kind of this old man comes out of the car. I'm like, is that? No, it can't be. Is it? Oh yeah, it's Ben's dad. It's Griffin's dad's dad, grandfather. And he's like, what are you doing here, Dad? And he's like, I came here to talk you out of moving to this place. You had a good life in Chicago. Like, why'd you have to move here? And Griffin's like, oh, Grandpa. Oh, hey, Griffin. And he's like, we want to help me, move these bags to inside because I'm gonna stay here for a while. And he's like, well, I have to go. And then Ben's like, Griffin, help your grandfather with his bags. And it's this awkward tension. And I probably had the scenes all mixed up. I'm sorry, but what happens next? Oh yeah, Wendell and the girl had the the camera. Oh wait, no. First, it was like a family dinner thing because Griffin was calling Harper. It's like, oh yeah, it's a family dinner. Grandpa's there. I'm not gonna get out of it. I'm sorry. Like, I have to, have to bail out. It's like, and she's like kind of already mad at Griffin, and she's like, then we just have Griffin, with the family, and they're kind of like giving each other gruff and stuff, and it's like, oh, Grandpa, you're pretty old, and Sarah's like, kids, like, you can't say that, and he's like, don't worry, Sarah, it's fine. He's like, oh, we had this old camera, like, can you help us out with it? Do you have a cassette? Because like, we want to find Savannah's ghost, and Ben, he's like, Savannah, so Grandpa knows what's going on, maybe, like, probably. And then Ben's like, I thought we're done talking about ghosts. I thought we're done talking about it. And it's like, it's, excuse me. What happens next? And just eating this awkward tension, and people kind of silent. And what else? Oh yeah, so we get at the same time we have Harper painting, and then Harper's mom Jess is like, hey, are you okay? You were quiet at dinner. And it's like, can I ask you something? Oh yeah, sure. Are boys just frustrating? Like, like, how can you live with boys? Like, what Griffin said, it was kind of true, but it's also kind of mean. Your mom's the worst, or was the worst. And then she's like, is this about a boy that you're not supposed to be seeing at the Tremont? No, I'm not talking about Griffin. I'm just talking about boys in general. And, she's finished painting, and, but she's sitting on the bed next to her mom. He's like, yeah, I know. Boys can be frustrating. They can make you go crazy. And she's kind of thinking, about Ben. He's like, have you ever had a boy that would make you go crazy? And she's like, well, what'd she say? I was listening to Mariah Carey music all night. It's like, yeah. And she's like, hey, have you ever took your, oh, wait, is that until later? Yeah, that's not until later. And so, yeah, I went boy crazy sometimes. And oh, okay. What happens next? Okay, we get to Wendell and the girl Rose, and do you have the camera? And say, hey, what are you two doing? And, oh, we're just trying to find Savannah's ghost. We're going to catch it for sure. It's like, no, you're just going to get, was it tendinitis or something? This place is off limits. Like, just go. But we found a cold spot here. Just go. And okay, but I'm kind of glad that Wendell just took the camera. Like, you're not getting it. He didn't say that, but like me kind of look. And mom's kind of went inside a little bit, and we saw her breath, and yeah, it's a cold spot. And she's like, whew, and she just went out of there. That's 2 instances where she was like by herself, where she kind of got freaked out. So like, okay, what's going on there? And what happens next? Kind of forgetting. What happens next? Oh yeah, we have Griffin and Harper just meeting at school, and they're both like, I'm sorry, and I'm glad they both apologized. And you say, oh yeah, sorry, but we agreed that the most recent time we went to see Savannah, it was a bust, and like we didn't really get too much information. And say, yeah. And we work better as a team. And said, okay, so they're back. I said, okay. And Griffith's like, I wish we can just go to there's like a town show coming up, like today and that time. I said, I wish we can just go over there right now. And Harper's like, I made his sick notes, and now we can just go. And Griffin just goes along with it. And I was like, oh, okay. And did just go. And and then they go to the town show, and Griffin's father's there, and he wants to play the song, and and he just playing the song that he wrote. Is and Jess is the announcer. And there was like a clown on a unicycle, I think, for like a talent. So okay. And he's just playing the song, but when he saw his dad, he started kind of not getting the notes right, and the dad's like, oh. And then he's just, okay, I'm finished. Unplugged, and his dad's like super mean, Ben's father. He's like, how dare you? I took time off of work for this. Like, you're a disgrace. Like, you embarrass me, you embarrass yourself. Like, it was a bad idea to send you here. Send you at this camp. And he just left. I'm like, wow. And then and then Griffin was kind of like, has like a remorseful face, kind of like, I'm sorry. And Ben doesn't show like an angry face to Griffin, so he's kind of like, it's okay. And then we have Savannah, and she's singing like, oh, there's a place in Louisiana, and she starts doing like a rap thing. It was okay. I just wish it was just like a full, regular song, not like a beatbox thing. But but she does it, and I was having like a good time, except for just like, what the heck are you doing? And then she's like, I'm done. And he's like, oh, okay. And she's like, oh, I'm glad Savannah's gonna win. She deserves it. Oh, I guess it was better than Ben's. Oh my goodness, a guitar thing. And then he's like, wait, but my dad won the trophy. And we had this like a callback to episode 1 when he had the photo. His mom, Sarah, showed him the photo. And then he's like, oh, maybe we changed time or something. Then Jess said, oh, Ben won it. And everyone's kind of like, huh? Even Ben's like, what? And he's like, oh, give it up. And everyone's kind of clapping. Like, oh, okay. And he just got the trophy and won the photo. And he's like, unless someone rigged it. You think your mom rigged it? And he's like, look at her. Look at her. Like, oh my goodness. oh, like she must really, you know, like them. And what happened? So like, okay, but here's the thing, um, Jess didn't really get any repercussions for this like one act of, like, you know, the tampering of the votes or whatever. So I'm kind of like, we're not for you, like, but and they're kind of like, you know, shocked, and there's like a dance coming up, and Griffin asks, you know, Ben about the dance. I thought you were going with Savannah. I've already talked about that, but I think it happens here. They go back, and and what happens next? So I'm saying I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot. They go back home, and then and then you know, Harper's gonna ask their mom, "Hey, mom, have you ever gotten so jealous that you kind of took your act on another?" It's like, who are you hanging with, Harper? It's like, oh, not me. It's about another girl. And he's like, oh yeah, I know all about other girls that can be frustrating. So did you? And it's like, you know, Harper, I'm not sure. Like, you know, I'm like, you're asking these questions, and we see Griffin talking about his grandfather, and the lamppost, like what they were trying to fix, broke again. And Griffin's grandfather is like, and he's like, hey, Grandpa, can I ask you something? What is it? Why don't you like Dad? And he's like, well, you know, it's complicated, it's grown up stuff, but I just don't like his decision to come back here. Like, too many painful memories. And he's like, you want to elaborate more? It's like, Griffin, you shouldn't. The past is the past. Like, he just had a good working at the infirmary in Chicago. Like, he didn't need to move here. No one should have moved back here, so. But the past is the past, just leave it like that. And he's like, oh, okay. And, you know. And then, he leaves. I wish it was like for more episodes, but I just kind of wished. And and he's like, oh, you know, like I'm an adult dad. I can do, you know, I have my choices. It's like I can see that, but you know, I just hope you know what you're doing. I hope you know what you're doing. You know, have a safe drive, Dad. Like, okay, bye, Griffin. And you know, he leaves. Excuse me. And then we see just Griffin and Harper talking on the phone about what happened at the talent show. Can't believe Mom did that. And then both at the same time, Harper's mom and, you know, Griffin's mom both to come in at the same time. You snuck out of you skipped school. Like you're grounded. Get used to your room. Like you're gonna be looking at it for a while. And then they close the door. That's the end of the episode. Ooh, you know, Harper, you dumb. Like, come on. You shouldn't do that. But you know, they made a choice. And then you know, we have like, you know, previews for episode 5, and it was the only thing I can remember is Ben, Jess, and Savannah. Where Savannah's like, I don't think I should go to the dance because it's gonna be lame. And Ben's like, oh yeah, it's lame. And no, just no, you have to be there. It, you know, oh, there's a big surprise, and Savannah's kind of like, kind of like what? Even Ben kind of has like a what type of face, and she just has that smirk. So I'm like, oh, okay. So episode 4, Time to Face the Music. I give it 90%. All the episodes have been fantastic so far, but 90. So like episode 1 was a 95, episode 2 was a 90, episode 3 was a 95, episode 4 was a 90. Who's the guess episode 5 is gonna be 95 again? But who knows? It might be an 80. I don't know. But everyone, this was episode 4, and everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And I'll see you guys on Monday for the channel update for like the new schedule, because my classes start this coming week, so for new semester. So channel update coming technically tomorrow, Monday. But yep, I'll see you then. Bye.